Welcome, everybody. We're Hump Day Trio live here at the Pig and Parrot tonight.
Welcome, everybody. Hump Day Trio here with cool evening. Take care of yourselves, take care of our teams. If you got any trust, let us know.
Fourth quarter. You're right. Fourth quarter.
It sounds just like the song. Like mulberries and a summer feeling. So walk all around. Breathe me in, breathe me out. Don't know if I can ever go around. On Tuesday, give me a love. Don't know if I can ever go around. One is right, one is right, one is right, one is right. Somebody's on somebody baby, lay it down, what you do. Want somebody on somebody baby, what you wait. Breathe me in, breathe me out. Sounds just like the song. Not good, it's a feeling. Nobody down now. And it's your life, 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 and it's your life. I just wanna you in the eye. It's just like a night show. Whatever makes you happy, whatever you want, it's so damn special. Wish I was special. Down, Big shit and your piss in your mind. Taking next to mess and I know why. I'm getting high, getting high, getting high. I was gonna go too cold before we lie. Gonna keep my shots support, we're gonna get high. They took my whole paycheck, you know why. I'm getting high. Can't pull out over and stop, lower inside. Popping chicken, I know why. Looking high, looking high, looking high. I was gonna make love to you before I got high. Couldn't hear your time go too, but let me get high. Now I'm checking up and I know why. I'm just looking high. early in the morning, rising to the street. Love me for that cigarette and shout too strong. I'm too blind to listen, this is safely gone. Without you by the reason, all my memories now are gone. Oh, I got damnation, I'm just sitting high. I can play the guitar like a dirty average guy. I don't know any dogs on the That guy with the moves, man. great horsepower back. Sit around.
All right, guys. There's our first set. I got to step outside before they put the music on because YouTube has been cracking down on people doing the music in the background. So let's jump out here, guys. So we don't have that copyright. All right. All right, guys. Thanks for being here. So right now we are here at the marina. Yeah. All right, guys. So again, this is our first break. Hump Day Trio here, live on the Jersey Shore, here at Pig and Parrot in Brielle, New Jersey. That was our first set. Got second set coming up. Yes, time for a beer, Joe. Yes. Joe, Taylor, Ted, Eduardo, Seminole Wind, Joshua, Scott, Rick. Taylor, no, I am not the band leader, but I play the drums. Israel, what's up, buddy? How you doing? Thanks for being here. And Myra's here. Who else? Rulis, what's up, Rulis? Myra, how you doing? Rick Nichols. Rick Nichols, thank you so much for that kind words, man. So hopefully you got some Wi-Fi. We're gonna try to go sit down over here. See if I got a little Wi-Fi. I do have Wi-Fi. So thanks for watching, guys. So here again, like I said, here on the Jersey Shore. Yeah, Myra's in the house. Thank you, Myra. Jamie, what's up? Free bird comes at a cost, Jamie. Got a tip for that one. That's the rule. That's the rule. What's up, Christine? What's up, Chris? How you doing? Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We got to get you back in lessons, Chris. Ted, so why do I wear glasses when I'm playing? Because I can't see far. It's I can see, but everything's blurry. So I wear my glasses so I can see Drew's cues and see some facial expressions and stuff like that. Because a lot of times, a lot of this stuff is just doing it on the fly, and you have to kind of read the situation. So, got to be able to do that and see it. But when I'm up close like this, like when my camera's up close, then my glasses make it all fuzzy. So it's easier for me to take it off and just look directly at the camera like this, because then I can see what you're saying. So, awesome, Chris. Guess, call me on Monday. Text me. Awesome, Rick. I'm really glad you're appreciating it. And Jamie, thank you so much. Hopefully that answers your question. Joshua, Rube, thank you so much, man. Killing it, thank you. Ted, having a bad hair day? Well, I just put my hat on today, but yeah, my hair is doing a bad hair day because I got my hat on, as you can see. But today was like I was kind of working around the house, so I just had my hat on and kept it on. I like this hat. It's one of my favorite hats. Shawnee Brewing Company from Delaware. All right, guys, I gotta take a little break. I gotta call me wife. Gotta call the missus. So I'll be right back. Here, I'll lean you guys up over here. Let's see if I can lean you guys up somewhere where you can have a little view of something. Maybe over here? Don't want to lean that way. All right, I'll be right back, guys. Yeah, he's right here.
Gina, your cup's at the counter there, okay?
Oh, I wonder who that is.
We're on camera.
Greg, look at this sweatpants. Come on. Dude, what? What are you talking to, bro?
So. All right, guys. We're back. Sorry about the little disconnection there. But just waiting for the next set. So I am going to go get a drink and come back and rock this second set. So to stop the copyright, I am going to put the mute on the microphone so that it doesn't pick up all that background music because I keep getting copyright on that. So I'm going to try to preemptively do that and just not have it on there. So I'll keep the video on, but it'll just be silent, and we'll be right back after that. Set 2. I might even start another live. I might start another live. All right, guys. Hang tight. We'll be right back.
One more time. Get together one more crashes in nobody cries. We seem too close to let go. Each loop into life, confusion sits in me. Before I'm darkened, all to the door. Lying on crashes on memorable days. Teachers fall to the floor. Confusion households lost now, moving down the hall. Worn out, feeling cold and back again, like a rolling thunder. She's to the wind, forced to pull it from the center of the orbit, like a feeling. Crashes on nobody cries. Waiting for you. He had to love me to rise. Never otherwise. Say so. know that one.
Israel. All right. We know Harvest Moon, but the deal is
Come to take me down. When you bring out fight around. When you come to from the you shall go hold my hand. There's one thing I will love you. One thing for me. Please let you from my way. I'm going to go with. Everything is so tight. I'm gonna let you on my phone. Just one thing I will love you. Just one thing for me. Please let you go my way. I'm going to go with. Now, one fun fact, Neil Garthly here on the drums, he has his own YouTube channel with over 10,000 followers, so every night they watch us, and there's like, what, 5,000 people watching us right now? So we have one person request this song, so it's a little slow, but just deal with it.
Thanks for watching, guys. Please subscribe.
Cool, good Matthew story.
Gray Street. Hey, Neil. Hey, Neil.
What's up, buddy?
Good to see you too. I was just curious, right? Sing a song. So if you wanted it, I don't know. Is that okay? Whatever song you guys want to sing. I usually sing like Bad Fish, Sublime, any Sublime song. Bad Fish? Is that cool? Thank you, dude. I appreciate you.
Tell me that I'll never be Lord knows I need want somebody after this. Get old. Lord knows I need want somebody after this. Get up for this guy. Thank you. We took this trip to Parrot, smelled like blue dog inside the van. Oh yeah, this ain't no fun. We ain't get $5 at the door. It's so real sometimes to roll my eyes. I got the microwave, got the VCR. I got the goose juice and the chocolate bar. Oh yeah, all the love that I got. It's hard to keep my soul on the ground. For a fool to walk around with my dog. All that I can see, I feel. I fill up my garage. Because in my mind, I'm trying to take all the love that I got. Oh, there's a reason why my soul's inside. It's you. It's that shit stuck under my shoe. It's that smell inside the van. It's my bed sheet covered in sand, sitting through my shitty fan. Getting dog shit on my hand. Getting hassled by the man. Waking up to an alarm. Sticking needles in your arm. Making trash up everywhere. Making the rest of everything. Even without making sound. Making my dog up my dog down. Making an uptick or down. Getting yelled at by my town. Saying I'm happy when I'm down. Finding roaches in my mind. Oh, all these things I do. She covered with sand, sitting through a shitty van. roaches in the pond. Everybody. How did you fall out? Thanks for giving me a break, man. We'll be right back. Hump Day Trio Pig. Get up for Dane singing a couple songs.
All right, let's walk outside, guys, before start putting that music on. All right. All right. All right. Oh, not now. 42. All right, guys. Thanks for being here. So, like I said, we're Hump Day Trio. That was set 2. Set 2. What's up, Tennessee Techs? Seminole Wind. Mark Mara's in the house. How you doing, Mark? Yes. Yes. And there's another one coming up soon, too, so we'll have that one coming up soon. But thank you, Tennessee Techs. And what's up? Denilson. Denilson. Hopefully I'm pronouncing it right. Hey, from Brazil, welcome. We are Hump Day Trio on the Jersey Shore. Right here on the Jersey Shore. So, we are in Brielle, New Jersey right now. But thanks for watching, guys. Mark says bark, bark, bark. Myra, who's singing? So that was one of the employees here. He sings, so he asked to get up and sing a couple songs with us. So yeah, that was nice to have him get up. Yes. Sorry, I can't read your name, but thanks for being there.
Hey, enjoy tomorrow.
Oh, thank you, man. You're out?
Your wife told me that should be cool.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. Yeah, dude, it's all the famous guys, all the big guys will be there tomorrow, so I'll get to see them. It'll be fun. Thank you, man. Yeah, tomorrow, guys. So no Hump Day tomorrow for me, because I will be in New York City, and I will be attending the Dom Famularo celebration, life celebration. He was my teacher, mentor, and he passed away last year, so they are doing a big thing for him at the Cutting Room in New York City tomorrow. All the famous drummers will be there, and hopefully I'll try to go live. I would love to be able to go live there. I don't know if I'll be able to because the Wi-Fi might not have Wi-Fi there. But if you guys see me tomorrow, it means there's Wi-Fi. If you don't see me tomorrow, no Wi-Fi. But we'll be back. Next week is a busy week. I got, I think I got Wednesday. Let me see what the schedule is this week coming up. Dun, dun, dun.
Why do the girls know that guy, but we don't?
Actually, let's see. I got, yeah, we got Wednesday night.
I wanted to give you a sticker.
Oh, thanks, man.
I work with. We're actually touring right now as far as Roto.
Oh.
We're playing Georgia right now with Fort Lauderdale. We're planning a tour like this. Instead of making the community at Roto, coming, playing a bunch up here. We want to do Asbury, whatever. So I'm just trying to network with other bands.
Yeah,
stuff
man.
Like that. We're tasting vibrations on everything.
Tasting vibrations,
It's
yeah.
like, we do some covers. I would say they're more like remixes, like have our own. Some that are all whatever. It's like an island funk jam. Everybody's in a different shit, so every song's
Cool.
kind of got its own.
Nice, man.
It's got elements of everything. It's hip hop, reggae, you know, the lead singer.
Is it original or cover?
It's original, but like the covers are, I would say, like more like remixes. 'Cause,
Okay.
like, they'll add like, you know, it'll be like a whatever, a Black Sabbath cover, but then they'll do like add a Tupac thing into it, or something.
Right,
They'll
right.
have like a 16 of like a reggae skiff in that. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right,
They'll
right.
break back to it. Like it has its own.
Yeah, we do things like that too,
You
yeah.
guys have some really dope cadence to you, like how you carry your all three for a cover band. Like, I'm from Fort Lauderdale. To me, I think it's like the fucking cool cover bands.
Yeah, yeah.
And like cover bands to me, like they try really fucking hard.
Yeah,
You know
yeah,
what I
yeah.
mean? And you guys just have this flow to you, and you add your own.
Yeah, we
I
had our own
noticed
twist.
to the songs too, and you add your own kind of little things to it.
Yeah, yeah.
Which makes
Drew
it
adds
cool
his
as
stuff
shit, you
and
know,
my stuff, and
he's a fucking really good. I'm a drummer by trade. I've been playing drums since I was 10.
Oh,
so
awesome, man.
Your solo was fucking sick, too.
it's cool. Thank you so much,
Yeah,
man.
and you're smooth, bro. You're smooth like a hot comb.
Thank you so much,
Yeah,
man.
and we're Tasty Vibrations.
Yeah, dude, I'll check it out. Tasty Vibrations.
I don't see your other guy.
You might be out.
He usually goes out there and sits on the table, man. Did you grab one of our stickers?
Yeah, I got
Okay,
one.
cool.
I got one. Here, take one like, for the band too.
All right, awesome, man. Have a great time, man. Enjoy. And where is it? Fort Lauderdale?
Yeah, Broward, like Tri-County, Miami, Palm Beach.
Here, hold on.
Pretty much the whole state.
That's awesome.
Like we're dialed in all the way to Asheville, pretty much. Like,
Dude.
everywhere that we've played, we've made a really good impression with the people when we've been invited back. Like never not once.
That'd be cool, dude. A trip down there.
Yeah. And like your guys' vibe is our vibe. Like none of us really drank a little bit.
Do you mind if you put your name in there?
Yeah.
Oh, I love that one.
I do all their tour management stuff.
There's like last name there. Yeah, that's all right.
I'll put Tasty Vibrations.
Yeah. Don't remember.
All the belly steak. What about a
So where in Fort Lauderdale? Just in general Fort Lauderdale?
I live in Hollywood.
Okay.
I'm moving to Hollywood. Me and the lead singer are moving to Hollywood together, Dania, Hollywood area. The whole band's pretty much from like the Pompano area. Grew up in Pompano, North Lauderdale. I'm from like just by the airport, Marina Mile Road.
Yep.
Like 84. That's
Yep.
where I grew up my whole life. But
Very cool.
yeah, I think you got it there. Cool. And shoot me a text.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do right now.
Yeah, cool.
Awesome, man. Yeah, hey, dude. Maybe it'll be a trip down that way for us.
Yeah, for sure. And that's like, I really enjoy I do like you said, the tour management stuff. So like,
And my wife does all that for us.
Yeah, I'll talk to a fucking wall, dude. Like we played a couple bigger festivals, and Max will be like, you see that guy? He's this, and this, and I'm like, he's gonna be my best friend. And like, I work on Sportfish boats for a living, so I come up here for 4 months out of the year.
Oh, okay.
I live on that boat right there called 11 Life.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah.
I'm
That's a
like
freaking nice
deckhand, captain, you know.
Yeah.
I run the deck on that boat. But
It's a beautiful boat. I love that dedicated boat. That's a cool sick boat. too.
dedicated is dedicated. Fucking sick. Bro.
Yeah.
That logo is.
Yeah, no, it's really cool
I
logo.
got some cool T-shirts.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I come up here from like July to like end of October, beginning of November.
Okay. And then you go back down and do the band stuff.
Yeah. Well, no. The band stuff is like honestly, it's for fun.
Oh, okay.
They pay me. I made $11 or $1,700 since I've been with them.
Okay.
But like. I have my career, it's my passion, no fucking doubt.
Right.
But like, I freelance for 7 years, so I can make my own schedule.
Right.
And like, and my guys are super fucking cool that I work with now. And we tour in September, and that's kind of like, we don't do shit in September. Like right now, like, we're touring right now.
Right.
But if I plan it out with these guys next year, they're just hot holidays, they'd be like, I want to plan it next year.
Right. Then they'd be like, go ahead, do your thing.
They come up and play here, like, Labor Day weekend.
Right.
And then
We just
my
text you.
boss goes on fucking vacation because they always go on vacation right on Labor Day weekend for like 3 weeks, and then I just keep on going on tour with the band. So I'm trying to like meet, people that can get us dialed in at Ashbury or wherever.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like all that kind of stuff.
So I'll put from Hump Day Trio. Check out my YouTube page. I get tons of videos there. I do lives.
Yeah.
Every time I
I
play
heard
live.
him saying that. That's cool.
And then I do a bunch of lesson videos on there, drum
That's
stuff.
the one I pay for YouTube, and like I just want, and I don't even know why I pay for it. Like I shouldn't, because I need to dial it in. You know what I mean? I don't think I follow. Like I use it to watch movies. That's the only time I really use it. But I need to use it for this type of shit with the band because it's you only reach. It's crazy. I'm just.
Yeah,
but
sometimes.
it's like a whole fucking. It's a job, dude. You gotta have.
Yeah,
somebody
I'm
that
on it
really-
every day. Like I do a video every day, and whenever I go live, I go live. But like it's all over the world, man. I have fans in Japan and
people are watching.
it's ridiculous.
That's insane.
And then it goes up and it's like it starts off really strong, and then it dies off. Yeah, I'm monetized now, so I'm making the last 2 months. What's that?
How many followers?
Right now, it's almost 11,000.
And
I have memberships. Yeah, I have memberships.
Like this and the band is it good? That the band is enough. To make
No,
a
I
living, or do
teach.
you have
So I'm a drum teacher. I've been teaching
you're a drum
drums.
teacher.
Academy of Drums and Guitar. AODG.net. I've been doing it forever. I've taught thousands. During COVID, I did an interview, and I calculated I did 70,000 half-hour lessons up to that point. Dude, I teach a lot. A lot, dude. Taught many people. Did you ever hear of Chris Paparota? smoking player, like unbelievable player. I taught him. People that have gone on to like play at Disney, do cruise ships, New York City. Pretty much all the music teachers in this area, I've taught them at one point or another. It's like,
fucking cool.
yeah, I've been doing it a long time, man.
So you know a lot of people just around
Yeah.
this whole area. And
Yeah, this area.
It's Monday they have that thing. It's like
Yeah, the open mic with Kevin.
Yeah,
You know, I used to play with Kevin too in the band.
I need to come and play. I'm a drummer, but like, and it's just I'm an idiot. I don't play like I don't have a kid in 10 years.
Yeah.
I mean, I can play, but like. The people that come to that thing are good musicians, and they usually are playing songs. You know what I'm saying? I notice they're playing like dead covers and whatever. And like, if I do it, like I'm gonna fuck up probably 3 or 4 or 5 times. You know what I'm saying? And like,
that's the cool thing about it.
I need to know that like they're not gonna give a fuck because it's
like,
just me in my head.
Yeah,
I know how that is.
that's the cool thing.
Open jam's for.
And that's what I love about the Dead vibe is like it's so open. It's like, hey, you're like, yeah, cool.
I
Let's
need
have
to
some
play
fun.
just to do because every time I don't do it, I regret it, and then when I do it, I'm like, why don't I do it every fucking time?
Yeah, you should.
I'm at one of
Just
these
do it.
things? Because like,
do it.
who am I? I'm 42 years old. You're like, who am I here to impress?
Yeah, exactly.
Fuck. Anyway, man.
Hey, man, pleasure. Yeah, definitely. I texted you my name's number, so you got it.
I'll dial it in.
Awesome, man. Thank you, buddy. All right, guys. Hang out. Be right back. Gonna put you back on the stand. And All right, guys, set 3 coming up. Here we go. Set 3 coming up.
What's the turnaround is?
Thank you. hill, turn back round. You stay here, turn back round. Yeah, don't even lonely. You gotta make it change my mind. Yeah, Ladies and gentlemen, we're Hump Day Trio. Thank you for hanging out with us tonight. Take care, bartenders. We'll see you next time. Don't worry about the thing. Good stable little thing. It's gonna be alright. Don't worry about the thing. Good stable little thing. It's gonna be alright. Woke up this morning, found the browsing song. Fill up my horse, start my full set. Choosing songs, never get broken true. This is one of those don't worry about the thing. Let's have a great weekend. Thank you guys. We're Hump Day Trio. Take care, bartenders. Let's see you next time. There's tension. We'll play it. If someone tips and takes, I'll do one more. Even so far out. Oh, there you go.
So Myra, the schedule this week is Wednesday, and then double Saturday, double Sunday. Wednesday, and then Saturday, Sunday. Check out the posts. I'll post the lives. So you'll have notice of when they're happening. Please hit the like and subscribe. Thank you so much. See the winner of this hard life.
What's your favorite song to play?
I asked him
I asked him what he wanted to play. No. I asked him what his favorite was, and he said something cool. You guys played that. What's your the most fun? The most fun. What is it?
We're playing something.
Feel bad that he saw you somewhere else.
Like, what's your favorite?
When we saw you somewhere else.
I'm gonna ask you. I am so sorry.
What's that?
I'm sorry. I asked him what his favorite song was to play. I'm sorry. And I asked him what his favorite What's your favorite song to play? Just for fun, just for fun. Not for the band, just for fun. Just for fun. Not for the band. Out of the world. Wait, you love Google that. Her name is Cassie. She's my sister Cassie, born to be Cassie. And we had a cat named Bland. And we asked her. You get the vibe. Grateful. You like get the fuck out of here?
No, I said I got you.
No, I know.
I don't know anything.
Okay, wait, guys, what is Greg, you said what's your favorite song? Kathleen. We had a cat named Lynn. Callie. Like Callie.
Quiet there.
We don't want that. They were great, right?
All right, guys. Let me step out here real quick before this thing flags me on this freaking Zeppelin tune. What's up, my friend? All right, guys. There you have it. There is our set tonight from the Pig and Parrot, right into your homes. Everybody, thank you for being here. Ted, Thomas, Sparkle, Tennessee Tex, Dawn, Ted Lawson. Who else was here? Marie, Israel. Yes, Israel. Thank you so much. And Myra. Israel, thank you for that tip. Glad we could play that song for you. And who gave the other tip was Nicholas. Yes, way back here. See, it was Nicholas Freeman gave the tip, so thank you, Nicholas. I really appreciate that if you're still there. But guys, thank you so much. Really appreciate it. And thank you so much, man. Appreciate all your nice words. And Lenneth Hall, thank you so much for all your nice words. I really appreciate it. And everybody else here, thank you so much. Come on, hit that like. Hit that like. Come on, we're only 3 away. Come on, let's do it. Just do it. Come on, 3 away from it. It's not that hard. It's really easy. All right, good. Well, at least I'm not gonna get flagged for that one. So, come on, guys, hit that like, 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 hit that like. 98. Oh, we got 98. Come on, 2 more. Come on, it's easy. Whoever's out there. Oh, Sarah, my sister's here. There she is. So, Sarah, I just finished my set tonight. We are in Brielle at Pig and Parrot. We just finished our show. Get to go home. And everybody, this is my sister Sarah. And she has an awesome store. She was actually on the live stream on Sunday night, but she has an awesome store called Rawsomely Healthy Pets. RawsomelyHealthyPets.com. And if you are interested in taking care of your animals like I do, and you really want to give them the best, hit up my sister. She'll give you the right stuff for all your pet needs on her webpage and all that. So check it out. Check it out. Awesome, Israel. Thank you so much, my friend. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Lau Thomas. Germany, all right. Germany in the house. Yes, Ted, thank you so much. Well, luckily, so love you too, Sarah. Luckily tomorrow I just take the train in. Literally, I just drive over here to Point Pleasant, which is right here, and hop the train and go right into Germany, right into New York City. I'm just reading this. Good morning in Germany. So right into New York City, Penn Station, and then it's like a 15-minute walk to the cutting room. So it should be real easy. It's gonna be like an in and out kind of thing. Not a big fan. Well, Manhattan. Not a huge fan of it. I mean, I don't mind it, but it's just a pain in the butt, and it costs so much money to do it. And so, just want to get in, get out. Israel, have a great night, man. Safe travels. I know you're working hard and you're all over the place, so please, safe travels if you're traveling, and hopefully you get home to the missus soon. Get home to Myra. All right. Did we get 100? I only see 99 on my side. Well, maybe it is. Maybe it's a little more. But guys, please hit the like. Yesterday you were in Russia, Thomas, and you live in Germany. Do you travel to Russia for business? So guys, please hit that like. Hit the subscribe. Check out the memberships. It's only $2 a month. I want my $2. So $2 a month, and you get to watch all the old episodes. Oh, good, Sarah. I'm glad you do. I only see 99 on my side, but what was I going to say? I forgot. Oh yeah, memberships. $2 a month. You get to have all my old episodes of my TV show called Drumology. So they're a half hour long each, and releasing them one week at a time. So we're up to episode 8, I think, and next week will be 9. And there's a whole bunch of those episodes, and plus there's lots of performances of me in the past. So I'm going to be putting all that up. Tons of hours. There's going to be hours and hours and hours of videos. So check it out.
You have anything going on Thursday?
Thursday, I don't. I'm teaching.
If we're available Thursday.
I'll have to check. All right. Well,
I'll ask you guys and I'll have Jessica text.
yeah. Okay. Well, that sounds good. Looks maybe another gig. All right. Guys, again, thank you so much. Hit the subscribe, hit the like. I'm going to pack up, get out of here. I get to the city tomorrow. Thank you, Sarah, for stopping by. Love you, Myra. Thank you. Myra, so the schedule is Wednesday at Idle Hour. Maybe Thursday here. Friday's going to be off. Saturday's a double. Sunday's a double. So a lot of gigs this week. So I'll have them posted. I'll post the live so you can check it out. So just go to my page and check it.
Pull in there, that was coming up for the.
Oh, yeah.
She's like, these songs suck. Like, I don't know what to tell you.
Oh, that's so funny.
She wanted like Pink Pony Club.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's not our thing. All right, guys. Much love. I'm out. I got to pack up, get home to the city. Love you guys. Best community in the world. You guys are awesome. Please stay safe if you're traveling. If you're at home, enjoy. And guys, I'll see you on the flip side. Wednesday, Myra. Wednesday. I'll post it, okay? I'll see you guys later.